Well, it does depend on the nature of the settlement. Generally speaking, if the settlement says you owe money, you then may be able to discharge that debt in bankruptcy, and the settlement has essentially no meaning. There is quite a wide array of possible settlement instruments that could be implicated here. For example, maybe the settlement granted the creditor some sort of claim against assets. Well, that now is a secured debt, and depending on the facts of the case, may even be considered a form of a fraudulent transfer that could be avoided either by a Chapter 7 trustee or perhaps by a debtor in possession in a Chapter 11. So a lot of it is really going to depend on what was going on with the settlement. If, let's say, the settlement was surrounding some particular action that you did that would give rise to non-dischargeability, let's say in the settlement agreement you admitted that you had engaged in fraud, or you'd done some willful and malicious harm to a person or property, or let's say you'd breached a fiduciary duty, and that is in the settlement agreement, then while you can't waive their right to file a bankruptcy, that sort of thing is going to be against public policy. It will certainly be ammunition that a creditor, that particular creditor, could use in an adversary proceeding to get the bankruptcy judge to determine that the debt is non-dischargeable. So let's say you were working in a fiduciary capacity, you lost a bunch of money that you were entrusted to take care of for somebody, and they were willing to enter into a settlement so that you'd pay them maybe a little less than the total amount in exchange for admitting your culpability, and you put that in the settlement agreement. And then you filed a bankruptcy. Well, you can be absolutely sure that creditor is going to file an adversary proceeding and use as evidence to establish that you breached the fiduciary duty, the settlement agreement that you yourself signed. So generally speaking, if you think you're going to be entering into bankruptcy, it's probably a good idea not to get involved in a settlement. Again, it's going to depend on the context, on the content of the settlement, what is implicated, and that discussion could go on for probably many, many hours.